Everybody knows the world ain't right. Down on your knees, get up and fight.
G'day, Rockhound here! Since Embark Studios dropped the gameplay trailer for the finals, I've really just been enjoying checking out all the reactions to the trailer and the game in general, seeing all the interesting questions that are coming from the internets. The finals Discord has been really busy and a lot of new people have turned up there, which is great to see. So if you're keen to join the finals community, the Discord invite is in the video description below. Anyhow, I gotta say that the reaction to the trailer has been absolutely amazing. There's clearly a lot of very excited people out there seeing the totally mad levels of destruction that the finals will offer, and I'd say that the general vibe has been that most players feel the game looks like a fresh take on the FPS genre. So after my super detailed trailer breakdown video, and with the closed alpha starting tomorrow, I thought I'd make a video for you that provides a bit more of an overview of the game and shares some additional details provided by the developers to those of us that attended the press briefing before the trailer dropped. I'll also whiz through some common questions that I've seen people asking, along with a couple of misconceptions, especially for those who are new to the game. Let's start off with the closed alpha playtest though, seeing as that starts very soon. The number of players in the closed alpha will be capped, and it is for Europe and North American based players only. To potentially get an invite, you need to register your interest on the Steam page for the game, so do that as soon as possible if you want a chance. The closed alpha starts on Thursday, September 29 at 2 PM Central European Summertime, and I've listed various local times here to help you for your own European or North American location. It will run through until October 3rd at 9 AM Central European Summertime, again with other North American and European locations shown here, so those who make it into the alpha will get almost 4 full days to play. You won't, however, be able to stream or post gameplay footage of the alpha playtest, but you'll be able to post your thoughts about the game online for all to see. It's highly likely that the closed alpha version of the game will have an ID of some kind on the screen, so don't try and stream or upload video from it or bad things will happen. And that brings me to my next point. I guess just be aware that this is a closed alpha, it's not a beta. And although the terms alpha, beta, and early access have somewhat amorphous boundaries, we should expect this to be a true alpha test. This isn't going to be a beautifully polished game, more of an opportunity for developers to test the core features of the game. There may be lots of features that are left out of the closed alpha that will be in the final game or just in a basic form now, so like having maybe a simple HUD for instance. And there are going to be bugs, plenty of them for sure, clunky aspects to the play and things that the devs thought would work but somehow don't. In my view, what we're about to jump into is a chance to look at the core functionality of the game. Does the total destruction of a map work, for instance, or does the gameplay loop even actually make sense? How many bugs can we find, and so on. Now, the Embark team did confirm to those of us who attended the press briefing that there will be more playtests where we can expect things to be more polished, and they'll be between the closed alpha and the release of the game around the end of the year. So expect a beta and maybe even some sort of early access opportunity for players around the globe to come. Despite me being outside the closed alpha region, I should have access to the playtest so I can provide you with my thoughts about the game as soon as I've had a chance to give it a good shakedown. Okay, now let's talk about the actual game. I did cover this loosely in my trailer breakdown video, but let's go over it again here in a top-down fashion with some of the trailer footage used to help explain the game. The Finals is a free-to-play, tournament-style, team-based arena FPS shooter that provides extensive destruction right across the entire map, with the map set in iconic locations around the globe. The closed alpha version of the game, so keep in mind that this might change after the first playtest, will consist of 3 rounds. Each round will last 8 minutes, and in the first round, 4 teams of 3 will jump into the map with the goal of finding these cash boxes which are loaded with gold coins. Once you find one, your team's goal is to transport the cash box safely to one of these yellow extraction units, which the community in the finals Discord have started calling ATMs. Once you get the cash box to the ATM, you insert it, and then you'll have to defend that location for an as yet unknown period of time while the coins are extracted. Once a coin box is extracted, a new one will appear somewhere else on the map, and the match continues in the same fashion until the 8-minute round ends. The team with the least cash extracted at the end of round 1 is eliminated, and they can go off and find a new tournament to jump into. The 3 successful teams then move on to round 2, which operates in exactly the same manner as for round 1, with another 8 minutes of play. The last round of 3, which is essentially the finals, hence the name of the game, will only have 2 teams battling it out to take the rewards, whatever those are, and enjoy the spoils of being the top team. During the game, you're going to have a bunch of ways of attacking your opponents and defending yourself. In total, for the closed alpha, there will be 42 different weapons, gadgets, and abilities available for players to use. These may include, on the offensive side, melee weapons such as katana swords and sledgehammers, rifles, pistols, revolvers, various machine guns, shotguns, grenade launchers, rocket launchers, flamethrowers, propane tanks, and a 44-gallon drum that can be shot to explode their contents. You'll also be able to customize your character to have a larger body size than average, and it looks like those body types will be able to smash their way through walls through sheer brute strength. Of course, that may come with the balancing downside that they are easier to hit when shooting at them. A very wide range of character customization will affect your character's strengths and weaknesses, and that's really going to take this game away from the hero shooter genre. And Embark's creative director Gustav Tilleby said during the press briefing that it makes it more of a hero builder, so you'll design your character your way. The devs elaborated on this comment for us further. This game is a hero builder that lets you choose how you want to play and the way you look. For the closed alpha, players will choose between 3 player types, heavy, medium, and light, that they're able to modify to a really large degree. These types have unique weapons, gadgets, attributes like HP and movement speed, unique attributes, and visual customization options. This means a big variety of potential builds and unique playstyles. Okay, and then flipping onto the defensive side, we have this goo gun which throws out expanding foam that you can use to build defensive walls, towers, and ramps between buildings. It's going to be really interesting to see how players use this and what its limits are. I expect some hilarious moments from this gadget, like can you flood rooms in a building by poking it through a window in order to bring the entire building down? There's also goo canisters which can be thrown to create a defensive barrier. We don't know what these balloons hold, but it's possible that they may drop a massive splodge of goo on whoever is under them. Turrets with lasers on them also seem to be a defensive weapon that can be set up to help defend locations such as the ATM while you're extracting a cash box. There's also zip lines that can help you move around the map from place to place. Then there's the destruction, and oh boy is there destruction. At the press briefing I attended, Embark's Chief Content Officer Rob Runison made the following comment about the destruction. I think that many of the other studios that are working on dynamic shooters will panic now. And the reason for that comment is that Embark, with the help of their apparently wizard-like engineering team, have been able to move all the destruction in the game to be server-side, which means that every piece of destruction is shown exactly the same to all players. This allows them to pretty much have everything on the entire map destructible. It's what I, as a long-term Battlefield player, would consider kind of the holy grail on the destruction front for the gaming industry. It means that if you can see it, you can probably destroy it, perhaps with the exception of the cash boxes and the ATMs, which we need for the core game mechanic. This is likely to make the most insane destruction we have ever seen in an FPS. Destruction will be like a new primary weapon for you. You'll be able to demolish walls, entire buildings, furniture, whatever it takes to win. And as the world falls apart around you, you'll be able to ride those falling floors to the ground just like this character is here and carry on the fight. It's going to be totally bonkers and possibly the part of the game that I am most looking forward to. So I think that covers the game structure pretty well at this point. Of course, we can dive into all sorts of discussions about features or modes that could be added down the track, but let's leave that for another day. Lastly, let's fly through a few quick questions and answers for things that you might have missed. A lot of this info was provided to me directly from the developers following the press briefing. Will this free-to-play game have a battle pass and seasons? Yes to both. And we've already seen the season sponsors for Season 0, SLT, the Bias Wrecker, and Osbooze providing energy drinks. By the way, this little egg fella is officially named Namatama. How many maps will the closed alpha have? Just one, and this will be the map that the trailer is set in, which is Old Town Monaco. What engine is the game built on? It's built on UE4. Now, I have seen some mentions about it being on UE5, but those are incorrect. The devs have done a lot of their own work outside of UE4, though, for their destruction system. The Nexon logo appears on the teaser for the game. What is their role in this game? Nexon is Embark Studios' owner and parent company, but Embark Studios is developing and publishing the finals themselves. What platforms will the game be on? PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox X and S. It'll just be on PC for the upcoming playtest, so sorry console players. I had also previously said that at release of the game it would be on all of these platforms, but I've now realised that no dates have actually been confirmed for consoles, so we'll just need to wait to see for confirmation of that. There's also been no mention of whether crossplay will be a thing. Will there be skill and or rank-based matchmaking? Not in the closed alpha, but definitely for later, for larger tests and the launch. Now, I know that skill-based matchmaking can be a bit of a contentious issue, but I'm going to reserve my opinion on that until I hear more info about it from the devs. Okay, if there are any other questions you have, pop them in the comments below and I'll ask the dev team to check them out in case there's any that they want to answer right away. Just be aware that there will be a lot of things that they don't want to talk about just yet. My next video should be me giving my thoughts on the game once I've played the closed alpha, so be sure to subscribe if you want to catch that. If you found this video helpful, please consider leaving a like. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. Kia kaha. Stay strong.